The Zurich Diamond League final is officially over, and as far as I can tell, the meet basically was about what I expected it to. So, I guess maybe that means it lived up to the hype. But with that in mind, I've already shared my thoughts on the men's 100, the women's 100, and even the men's 200. So there's no need to go back on any of it now. From this point on, if you actually care, I'm going to share my thoughts on all the other sprint and hurdle races that went down in the Diamond League. And I don't really have a particular order. I'm just going to rip them off, and I'm going to basically play a game. And the game is something, nothing, or everything. Because, hey, each of these races, like the results, are going to be in one of those three categories. And, hey, might as well just start here. Like, we're going to just go in order. So with the 400s, if you look at the women's side, we got Salwa Naser versus Mara Lady Paulino in a Diamond League final, which they've done before. And is this one something, nothing, or everything? Well, considering Naser got the victory, it is definitely something, but it ain't everything. Because Naser got the victory running close to her season best, and Paulino underachieved from what I can tell. I think she maybe misjudged it, thought she had more real estate, it is what it is. Naser ran a great race, don't get me wrong. But that final time, I wanted to know what it was because I was comparing it to the landscape of what it might take to win gold. And I'm thinking about how fast Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is already gone. And all these women are under 49. And they're the only women who I believe can go under 49 if they really want to. And Paulino actually didn't break 49 in this race, but it's something because Naser has hardly ever beaten Paulino, even though she has tried a whole bunch of times. So it gives her some confidence that all the training and all the racing is, paying off to some degree. But this is not the World Championship final, not even close. Like, it matters, but I expect Paulino to be in top form when that race goes off, and Sydney's also going to be there. That means Naser's going to come off of a turn, and Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone will be next to her, perhaps even in front. Again, next to her, in front, like right around in that range. And then you're going to also have Paulino to deal with, who is coming down to get you. So how that's going to play out going forward, I don't know, because clearly this is a moment, and the World Championship final is the moment. But it's something. In the men's 400, Jacorey Patterson got the victory, and he's been running fast, throughout the outdoor season. That's another one where it's something because he's an athlete who hasn't even represented outdoors for Team USA. He's ran indoors, but not outdoors for Team USA. And now he's going to go to the World with a really good shot to not just make a final, but get a medal. I wouldn't be shocked if he won gold, like he won the whole thing. He's going fast enough. But if the times are going to go faster than into the mid 43s, he could do it, but other people are going to peak, kind of get into form. The Olympic final we just saw was ridiculous in 2024, but Jacorey Patterson's going to be right there, or there's no reason for him not to be right there. Heart goes out to Vernon Norwood because he had a chance to qualify for the Worlds individually. Because he didn't place highly enough in this field, I don't believe he's going to get that wild card spot. But it is what it is. That's how the game is played. The 400 hurdles, however, those two races on the men's and the women's side were exactly what we thought was going to happen. Not even and no shockers there. Karsten Warholm runs away from everybody because this is what he does. He wins it. Yeah, I was paying attention, but kind of not really because I was like, well, this is what we expect to happen. While I'm working, I'm checking to see what's going on in the feed, but he's gonna have to remember Dos Santos, Alison Dos Santos and Rye Benjamin. They're both gonna come out of hiding, but they're both gonna emerge at the Worlds, and we're gonna see how that goes. It feels like it's those three running for medals in any particular order, and Alison Dos Santos has been on the outside looking in when it comes to the gold, at least for that group. And then everybody else is just kind of running to get into the final and just mix it up. I don't believe that those three men running like themselves, which it looks like they are throughout this season, are going to lose to anybody else. So that's that. And then Femke Bowl, she runs 52-1, going off head here, and wins her 400 hurdle race where nobody else is within a second. And we know she can technically go faster historically, but she doesn't really have that much incentive. Going to the World, it's her goal to lose. That was the truth before, still is now. The only woman who can run with her in this era isn't even running the 400 hurdles this year, at least not seriously, because, she made a decision to focus on the 4. It's Sydney. We already established that. So the 400 hurdles, those were just, check boxes, two athletes going out there just to remind us that they are the best and to collect a $50,000 check, an extra trophy to put into the case. Probably doesn't mean all that much once you won a whole bunch of them. Less you care, but, I know how track and field is. Once you win, and then you win that same thing again, it doesn't hit the same. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, And if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. Let's say the women's 200. In the women's 200, Brittany Brown earned herself a wild card spot while winning the Diamond League final. She won the Diamond League final last year, and that was after the Olympic Games, and then did it again. For everything she's been through, recovery from surgery earlier this year, it's all inspiring to watch how she's, pushed herself to this point. But now when it comes to the Worlds, winning this Diamond League final against the Navy of Battle and people like that, I mean, yes, I think she wanted it more. I do believe that. But at the same time, she's going to be there. She's going to be on that team. She's going to be there, likely in the final as far as I can tell. And because she got an Olympic bronze medal last year, you can't count her out. But when it comes to getting a medal, this year I think it's a little bit harder. Because when you add Shericka Jackson, or at least we assume Shericka Jackson to the mix, and add Melissa Jefferson Wooden, that changes the game. That's two people who you're going to have to go through, and we don't know if you can. I mean, you could in theory, but that's not the realm of reality yet. But, shout out to Brittany Brown, because I think she wanted it more than anybody else. Don't know what's going on with Mackenzie Long, because she ran pretty, not anywhere close to what we've seen from her earlier this season in this race. So, I mean, hope all is well with her, and, we look to see big things going into the next season. And then you have the short hurdle races, where on the women's side, Ackera Nugent gets the victory, which is, I mean, she's been up and down this season. She's had some really great races, Grand Slam times and so on, and then some not so great races. But her winning a Diamond League final in a race where, Masai Russell and people like that aren't present. I mean, like almost all the Americans weren't there. I mean, Grace Stark was. And I think it was Tania Marshall. I'm going off head here. Like, I mean, they were there, like some, but like not our fastest group, or at least all of them were present. So, I mean, hey, congratulations. I mean, she'll still be likely World Championship finalist, competing for medals, getting that gold, though, in a world where Masai Russell want to go 12-2, 12-1 like this on a regular basis. Good luck with that. I mean, she's going to have to underperform. I mean, because when we say 12-2, 12-1, like, from what I understand, the past generation, like even a few years ago, 12-3 was fast in the women's 100 hurdles. And now we're looking at 12-2 and 12-1 from multiple people in the season. Like, this is just what people do. Like, the world record is like right there. It's 12-1 as well. So we're watching multiple people like run right up in that space. But, I mean, Ackera Nugent had that type of talent. She clearly had that type of speed. We saw that from Grand Slam track. But, that's not the same thing as, like, carrying it forward and, like, like doing it. So now this is another moment for her to try to bring that medal home for Jamaica. And then there's the men's 110 hurdles, where Cordell Tinch goes 12.93. And in my conversations with, Anderson Emerald of the final leg, we go back and forth on it, because Grant Holloway has been the class of the field. But with his injury this year, I mean, I came into the year, like, when he was injured, saying it's really Grant versus Grant, like, not Grant versus the field. But I'm taking that assessment away. I changed my mind now, and I'm not changing it based off of nothing. I'm changing it based on the evidence. Cordell Tinch, if there ever was a man to beat Grant Holloway, it was going to be Cordell Tinch. They are basically the same athlete. Hyper talented. They can run, they can jump, they can hurdle. They do it at very high level. They were basically decathletes who just didn't do the decathlon. That's all they were. Like, if you go back to them in high school, they were the best track and field athlete, top to bottom, that we had. Both of them, if you're asking me. That's what the numbers say across high jump, long jump, sprinting, hurdling. That's what they were. And, they both had moments in college where they just did everything and just dominated, but the hurdles was really where it was. And now Cordell Tinch is figuring it out on the pro scene, some time down from, his last year in college, because he was at the Worlds in 2023 and he ran fast that year. He just didn't make the final for a bunch of reasons. It was his first chance at that on that stage. But this ain't his first time now. So for him to go 12-8, 12-9 low, that's fast. So Grant Holloway has to now be on his best behavior. He can't just be good anymore. No more of this, 12.99, 13.0, 13, like that's cute. But if this Cordell Tinch is what we're getting in the World Championship final, you're going to have to step it up. Like, he can, again, it's still Grant versus Grant, but the fact that Cordell Tinch can match what he can do, like, we've seen it before. It's just that the concern is because Grant Holloway has been dealing with injury, we haven't seen him look like himself. So for that, I think those are all the moments that make me consider, if there ever was a time for Grant Holloway to lose the World Championship in the 100 meter, it would be now. If it was ever gonna happen, Now, it might not. I'm still not picking against him. Because when you've won as much as he has, it'd be pretty ridiculous to pick against him. I don't even know what the betting odds are. I'm not a betting man, like for money. But if you were, I think all the smart money still got to be on the guy who hasn't lost every time he's showed up to a world championship since he left college. Like, he literally walked off the campus and then never lost a world championship in the 100 or the 60 hurdles for that matter when he showed up. Like, that's what it is. So yeah, you could pick Cordell Tinch, but if there ever was a time, this might be it. But a lot of it is because Grant is a little down, and Cordell Tinch is, showing us that he really does have the talent to force him to have to be his best self to get that victory. Now, I believe I covered everything. I'm just kind of going off head here, but if you want more videos like this where I just kind of just talk it through, very little editing, just share my thoughts to give it to the world, I can try to do that, try to make that available. So let me know how y'all feel about it. But when it comes to the sprints and the hurdles, I mean, like the races through my eyes, this is what I saw. In the sport of track and field, race day is honestly the easy part, because all of the real work gets put in when nobody is watching. When you wear every day is training day gear, you can let the whole world know that your success in competition is not an accident. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below, and it always comes with free shipping. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.